to the Johnny Fongo Show. I'm Johnny Fongo. A little bit about the show. This show is about sharing my research in the cannabis sector, particularly publicly traded companies. We will look at everything cannabis, THC, CBD, hemp, and everything in between. Some stories we're going to look at are going to be about companies that are not publicly traded. I am not a financial advisor. I am just a regular guy. Big fan of the plant, big fan of investing, big fan of trading, and a big fan of research. I hope you enjoy the information I share. Any stock or company I talk about is not a recommendation to buy it. It is more a recommendation to learn about the company if it fits into your strategy. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to my podcast. Please feel free to visit us at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. Our Patreon page is www.patreon.com, Johnny Fongo Show 1. With that being said, let's get to it. Okay, our first story today is going to be about Navia completes installation on its fully automated state-of-the-art cannabis cultivation equipment. We're going to hand it over to Natasha.
Thank you, Johnny. This is a very interesting story. I can't wait to tell you about it. Navia completes installation of its fully automated, state-of-the-art cannabis cultivation equipment for consistently high-quality cannabis. Today, 3:47 p.m. Eastern Time, Business Wire. Navia, a nascent company committed to cultivating a healthy role in the Canadian cannabis industry, completes today the installation of equipment that will help it to deliver on its mission of producing premium, low-cost, high-yield cannabis. The unique equipment features hyper-controlled vertical hydroponic technology that is a first in the cannabis industry. This is a momentous day for us at Navia, says Mark Sturmer, CEO of Navia Incorporated. We've planned this day for close to 2 years, and it's definitely been worth the wait. The machine is getting filled with plants to grow the quality cannabis it is meant to produce. We can't wait to join the marketplace and meet the demand for consistently high-quality cannabis products. Proven to work in the agricultural industry, the state-of-the-art, fully controllable, vertical automated equipment will allow Navia to produce the highest quality, consistent product on a massive scale, with industry-low costs and a reduced ecological impact. With this equipment and our ability to completely control the environment like no other producer, says Sturmer, we'll not only meet all cannabis regulations and requirements, but we will most importantly meet the high expectations of our future customers. Navia encourages anyone with an entrepreneurial spirit and passion for technology, cannabis, and service to apply for a position. There is a lot of love and future cannabis products to go around for those who are adult, mature, and invest the time and resources to merit it. To watch Navia's recent press conference, please click here. More information at https://navia.com. About Navia Inc. Navia's mission is to become a global leader in the cannabis sector, resulting in predictable business and brand performance. With its unique and most comprehensive hyper-controlled vertical industrial hydroponic solution on the market, Navia is taking indoor production to the highest standards. With a commitment to long-term investments in research and development, including the use of big data and artificial intelligence, the company is committed to breeding strains that maximize production and quality and help to discover new uses of cannabis that enrich lives. For more information, visit navia.com. That just about covers it for this story. Back to you, Johnny.
All right, thank you. That's a great little story. Next up, we're going to look at Mazzucchelli Sartori Investment Partners to invest $200 million in the cannabis industry. We're going to bring Guy in to take a look at this.
This sounds like some new money getting into the space. Let's run this down and get to the bottom of the story. Exclusive, Mazzucchelli Sartori Investment Partners to invest $20 million into the cannabis industry. Today, 2:59 p.m. Eastern Time, Benzinga Print. Cannabis investment firms Mazzucchelli and Sartori Investment Partners have formed a strategic alliance with the intention of investing up to $20 million into cannabis-related businesses, Benzinga has learned. The firms will work together to identify opportunities within the space, with investments ranging from $500,000 to $5 million. Some of the businesses may also be featured on Mazzuccali's digital capital platform, where additional investors may participate. Our alliance with Mazzuccali allows us to leverage each other's strengths in the identification of opportunities, allocation of capital, and overall portfolio construction within the cannabis space, said Chris White, Chief Strategy Officer of Satori Investment Partners. Sumit Mehta, founder and CEO of Mazzuccali, explained the investment criteria. Discipline, diligence, and thoughtful diversification are foundational to our collective investment approach. Scalability, sustainability, and sensibility continue to drive our capital allocation process, he said. The firms are looking for experienced management teams, exemplary record keeping, positive cash flows, or a clear path to profitability. Companies operating in markets with healthy supply and demand traits. That's pretty damned interesting, Johnny. What do you think?
Yes, I do think it's pretty interesting. Something to keep an eye on. Looks like we got a lot of new money floating around out there trying to get into the industry. Not a bad thing. Take a look at this next story. Get to know the data expert THC regs. Going to bring Maya in for this one. Maya, can you take this over for us, please?
Thank you, Johnny. Let's look a bit closer at this story. Get to know data expert THC regs. Today 12:28 p.m. Eastern Time, Benzinga print. In an ever-expanding and shifting cannabis industry, staying up to date with the most relevant data regarding the competition, rules, meetings, and critical scheduling can take a lot of time and resources for any cannabis company or investor. THC Regs seeks to do the heavy lifting so that its clients can make strategic business moves backed by extensive and accurate data. Meet the experts. Teammates Susan Emil and Josh Levine are no strangers to regulated industries, having had long careers in financial services and fintech, with several successful startups along the way. Recognizing the similar need in the nascent youth cannabis industry, their company Global Regulatory Risk Advisors launched THC Regs and Abedio, providing much-needed regulatory data and analytics to investors, operators, and service providers. THC Regs finds, scrubs, and aggregates public data, creating actionable information, analytics, and compliance technology to help businesses locate opportunities, manage risk, and support their infrastructure. And there's little doubt its offering is critically necessary and specialized for the industry. All regulated businesses need to know 4 quadrants: rules, regulator, competition, and customers, Emil commented. Fully understanding the rules along with learning the scope of who your customers and competition are combined with getting to know your regulator can be a lot to manage for new and experienced businesses and investors alike. This is the THC Regs focus, allowing its clients to focus on their business. THC Regs wants to support new and experienced businesses and investors alike by translating its findings into information that's accessible and user-friendly. We don't ask our clients to do any of the analyzing, the company does that for you, Emil explained when speaking about the need that THC Regs seeks to fill. She elaborated, "What we do best is provide the most accurate and relevant information so that our clients can do what they do best, invest and run their businesses." Zoom out to zoom in. If you're only looking at state data, you might not be seeing the full picture or have completely accurate information, Emil offered. We look at regulatory data both from a very wide and to a very detailed hyperlocal perspective, Levine added. The company currently moderates over 2,500 jurisdictions in all 50 states plus territories, and more recently began adding Canadian jurisdictions. This not only includes laws and rules, but meeting agendas and minutes, as well as complete license details. THC Regs also works hard to tailor its data and services to each client. One way it's able to do this is by combining its gathered data from published sources and enriching that with other information such as demographics, down to the ep code. Emil and Levine gave a presentation at a Benzinga conference in February. When moderator Patrick Lane asked what market THC regs received the most requests about, Emil responded, "New Jersey is going to be a tough market to get into, and New York will be interesting as well, but we always get a lot of requests for California." THC Reg strives to be experts in cannabis, hemp, and CBE regulations and compliance. It tracks, decomposes, analyzes and stores all relevant federal, state, and local regulations to help investors and businesses better understand the rules. THC Regs focuses on the details to help its clients better know the market structure which, in turn, will drive its revenue and efficiency of business. Visit https://www.thregs.com/ for further info. Sounds good to me. Data tracking is the future. Gotta have it to be a player in the industry. Back to you, JF.
Thank you, Mia. Got one more story here for you today before we wrap it up. The Colombian Ministry of Health calls for international export of flower. Hey, okay, well, they've been exporting flower for years. I mean, come on now. Mia, can you finish this up for us?
Here is another story on the global scale. I'm gonna jump right in. Colombian Ministry of Health calls for international export of flower. Today 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Globe Newswire print. Permission to export flower would be huge catalyst for OWP. Via New Media Wire, a One World Pharma Incorporated, OTC, OWP, or the company, a US-based, fully licensed, pure-play hemp and cannabis ingredient producer in Colombia, is encouraged by a formal recommendation to allow for the international export of dry cannabis flower. In a recently published letter from the Colombian Ministry of Health and Social Protection to the President of Colombia, related to Law 1787 and Decree 613, the ministry calls for modifications that would allow for the exportation of dry flower. One World Pharma believes the freedom to sell its dry flower internationally would be of enormous benefit to the company and the entire industry in Colombia, and would significantly increase the company's ingredient product offerings in scale and reduce time to market. Dry flower represents over 50% of the demand in many markets such as the United States, Germany, and Australia. Currently, such sales are not allowed. One World Pharma, through its strategic relationships with small farmers, indigenous groups, FEDECOR, and the Colombian Federation of Regional Advisors, has access to significant acreage for cultivation. Given One World Pharma's operational strengths, the modifications to Colombia's laws would make it possible to go from seed to sale within 120 days. The company continues to increase its production capacity at its initial farm in Popayán, and is currently negotiating contracts that would provide it with its own extraction capabilities. Permission to export our flower would indeed be a milestone for One World Pharma, said Isaiah Thomas, CEO of One World Pharma. We are well positioned to act on this excellent opportunity, with the relationships, technology and genetics to grow the finest flower at scale, and leveraging the tremendous equatorial advantages provided by Colombia. This would be a great complement to our existing efforts to sell high-quality extracted products under existing law. About One World Pharma. Formed in 2017, One World Pharma Incorporated, OWP, is a fully licensed global supplier of high-quality hemp-derived ingredients for use in the manufacturing of consumer packaged goods (CPGs) and over-the-counter (OTC) products. OWP offers a reliable and sustainable supply chain for chemical formulators, food and beverage producers,